Hi everybody, it's Sam at Mixed Up Craft. Thank you for watching my tutorial today. I'm going to be showing you how to use this really cool self-adhesive vinyl by Arteza. I've made some fun shaker cards and I've also pretty much labelled everything in my craft room using this vinyl. So I got sent this a few weeks ago now. I've been slowly working through my kind of latest package that I received from Arteza. So yeah, this has been something that I've wanted to do in my craft room for a while, i.e. labelling things. I do like to label stuff. And yeah, this has just come in very, very handy. So you get 42 sheets self-adhesive vinyl. It says on the back here, the Arteza vinyl has strong adhesive properties and comes in vibrant colours, making it a perfect choice for most permanent indoor and outdoor projects. The vinyl applies easily to most flat surfaces, including glass, wood, plastic, metal and walls. So yeah, you can use it in many, many places. So I did briefly show you, I think it was when I done my what did I get video, but I mean these are all not in order anymore. There's just so many, like I said, 42. So just to give you a quick overview here of the colours that you get, look at this lovely silver. Oh, look at that. It's like a brushed silver, it's gorgeous. And then you just got lots of different greens. You've got that's almost, yeah, it's like a matte gold. And I'll show you the other gold that I've used. You've got some great Christmas red and that green there, so they're going to be great for Christmas projects. You've got quite a few white, and you get, I think it's 3 black, 3 white. And then also this one here. And then there's these colours here as well, but I've already made projects with them. So this is a gorgeous yellow, love that. This pink, which I'll show you what I've done with that in a minute. Then I've got all my scraps here with that beautiful turquoise and that hot pink. You've got like a baby pink, and then there's that gold, the same as the silver, so it's like a brushed gold. Absolutely stunning. So there's so much here, it's going to last me a very, very long time. But the beauty of this is you cut it in on your digital cutting machine, but also it die cuts beautifully. So, and you can cut it obviously with scissors and so on as well. So I'm just going to show you a few things that I've done. Okay, so here are a couple of shaker cards. This is using that gold, and I mean these are just really easy to make. I know shaker cards can be quite frustrating sometimes, especially if you've got cardstock and you're trying to add glue and it can get a bit sticky. Whenever I do use these dies, because I've used them for making shaker cards before, I usually add a double-sided backing sheet to the back of the cardstock, and then I can peel, you know, die cut it, peel it off and then stick it down. But the nice thing about the vinyl is it's already has its adhesive on the back, so this was so quick to do. And there's another one there which has got all those shaker bits in it. So I'm going to make a shaker card today and just show you how well that does all cut. But also, this is using vinyl on other things. So I shared this Lazy Susan little, it was a kitchen piece by the Pampered Chef, I think. I picked it up in a charity shop for £1, and as you can see, it's getting well used. I've used it loads. But what I'd done, it was plain wood to start with. Hopefully nothing's going to fall out. What I'd done is I lined it. I've got a bit of white there actually, I need to just brush that off, but I just popped some masking tape all the way around the top, and then I went over this with gesso, and then using my Cricut machine I just cut out the word brushes and some stars using the pink vinyl sheet, and then just stuck it down. And I've doubled it up so it's on this side as well, so that when it spins around you see brushes on both sides. But you'll see this better in the pictures at the beginning, and there'll also be better pictures over on my blog. But I just love how I've been able to personalise what was once, you know, a kitchen kind of storage piece into, I think, a really fun craft room storage. So that's one thing that I've done using the vinyl. Now I'm limited on space with my camera and where I can have it positioned, but this is a drawer unit that I have, and you can see there that I've just labelled the drawers. So I've got 2 at the top with gems, and I've got 2 at the bottom with my washi tapes. I do have a lot more washi tapes. I'm in the process of sorting lots of things out in my craft room at the moment, but again, just to show you how well and you know how easy these things are to use. Again, I just used the font I will list on my blog. I think it's just a really nice style. So yeah, that's another piece that I've done. And then what I'll do now is I'll just link in a few pictures just for you to see some bigger pieces that I can't actually get into my camera space here. Okay, so what I'm going to do first of all is make one of these shaker cards and just show you how well it cuts and how easy it is to, you know, use it in our card making. Okay, so I'm going to use this turquoise colour and then this cardstock here for the card, and this is from the Chasing Rainbows First Edition paper pack. This one here is the turquoise colour. They always give you their swatch on the back of all of their products where there are multiple colours, so that's all there as well. Now these are X-cut topper dies. I've had them for a long time, and they are just those handy kind of go-tos when you want to make a quick card. So the happy birthday was this one here. Okay, and again, if I can link them in, I will over on my blog. Then the just for you is this one here. Okay, and then I'm going to use today the congrats, let's celebrate. So what you want to do first of all is die cut your square, but you want to give yourself, whatever it is that you're die cutting, if you're making a shaker card, you want to give yourself a bit of a border, because you need there to be somewhere to be able to attach our border onto this. So if you imagine this pink here actually comes up a little bit higher all the way around. So yeah, you just want to give yourself a little bit extra. So you don't have to be exact with it, but just roughly make sure that you do have that room. Then you just want to line it up in the center and get that die cut. Okay, so that's all been die cut. I used my Big Shot, so it has cut it perfectly. Again, depending on what machine you have, you know, you might have to crank it through a few more times. But I'm just going to move this paper out of the way. Let's get all the bits out of the way. So you just want to take it out. Again, everybody's going to be using something different, but with this one here, I just need to carefully just take out all of the bits now. So next you don't have to have this, but it will help a lot, and these are just transfer sheets, so you can pick these up. Again, I'll share links to, and you know, any that I can find. These I've had again for a long time, and they basically just allow you to be able to transfer the image perfectly onto whatever surface it is that you want and make sure everything's lined up. So they're great to use if you're using maybe a Word and it's all separate letters. You want to make sure it stays straight. So for example, if it's on your Cricut and it's on your mat, you can put the transfer sheet on top straight away, rub it down, peel it off, and it will come off perfectly onto the transfer sheet, allowing you to then exactly transfer it onto something else. So for this here, because I've got all these obviously bits and stuff, if I was to peel the backing off of this now and stick it straight onto my acetate, I'm likely to not get it perfect and maybe stretch some parts of it, or some bits might stick onto each other. So again, for anybody thinking, I still don't understand what you mean, so you get the transfer sheet. I've used this like quite a lot of times as well, so you can get, you know, more than one use out of it. So I just want to stick this, although it doesn't cover everything, the transfer sheets you can get in all different sizes. This is just a strip one. But if you kind of arch it like this and drop it down kind of into the center first, and then kind of go out, okay? Flip it over and push everything down. Okay, so that's now all stuck. Next, I then want to take the backing off. And everything stays perfectly square because it's attached to that transfer sheet. Like so. Okay, so now that is ready to then stick on my acetate, and then I peel off the transfer sheet. Okay, so I've got some acetate here, and then I'm going to focus on the square. Okay, so I'm going to bring it right up to the corner so I can obviously cut the rest of the acetate away, and again just sit it down from the middle out like so. And then I'm just going to just use this here and just go over and just make sure that it's really stuck well like so. And then I can peel off my transfer sheet, and when you peel off the transfer sheet, you want to peel it off at a real sharp angle. So I'm almost kind of pulling this along, you know, I'm not lifting it up like this and pulling it off, just keep it nice and flat. And if anything lifts, just kind of go over and rub over it again and then pull it off. But I'm pretty happy, this seems to all be coming off really well. So it's just a low tack kind of transfer sheet like so, and then I'll stick this back onto this again, and I've got that to use. So yeah, you will get lots and lots of uses out of those. So now I have my window for my shaker card. So it's just really, really easy, there's no mess, and yeah, I love it. So next I'm going to bring in my trimmer and just trim this down. Okay, so that's now more manageable, and this is going to go on our card, and then I've cut this piece down here So whatever size card you're using, this is 6 by 6, this is a 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. These 6 by 6 card blanks are by Dovecraft, it's their essentials range. Again, I will link them in. But this is going to be like this. Then you want a square that is slightly bigger, or if not exactly the same size. This is slightly bigger than the piece that you're using, okay? And you're going to sit that in the middle and run that through your die machine. Okay, so I've just die cut that. So we can see now this is going to go on there. And then you want to go back to this piece and sit it over there. And you don't want anything kind of coming out the edges, but you can see now that's going to sit really nicely with this nice frame. That's why I cut a nice amount around here, because what you can do is if it does end up coming over bigger than your frame, you can just trim that off. Okay, but I'm really pleased with how that's all coming together. So next I'm going to add some red tape because I'm sticking it against acetate. Just flip over whatever it is that you're using for your frame, and I'm just going to run some red tape just along the 4 inner sides here. And then you just want to carefully, again, always arch things. It's a bit easier because then you can focus on the kind of middle. If you get that all lined up, the rest should fall into place. Like so. Okay, so now we've got this all ready to pop on the front of our card and add our little sequins in. So now you want to flip this piece over, and then I'm using this is the Dot and Dab range by Trimcraft, and it's silicone foam tape. The great thing about this is it's clear, so you don't see anything when you look in on the side of the card, and it's super sticky. It's great stuff. Okay, so I'm going to run a strip of it just kind of about 1/4 inch away from the inside square here. And the key when you're using the foam is you want to make sure that you join it right up to each piece, because otherwise your sequins will find a way out. So when you get it right up to it, just really kind of push it in against each other there. You don't want any gaps. Okay, like so. And then when that sits now on there, it's slightly raised up, and we can pop all the sequins inside. So I'm going to use these beads. Now some people like to tip the sequins or the beads into this part and then flip this piece over and stick it down. I, on the other hand, like to tip whatever it is I'm using onto this piece. So decide what orientation you want your card to fold. I'm going to have it as a top folding, and then because these are beads, I'm going to be very careful. I do want quite a few in there, but I do want to keep them, you know, inside here as much as possible. So just keep adding as much as you want really until you're happy, you know, and kind of spread it out, making sure you don't obviously go into these areas because that's where you need to stick it down. But bearing in mind, when you tip your card up, everything falls down to the bottom, so it might look like a lot's in there now, but once it starts to congregate to the bottom, I like mine to kind of fill up quite high. Okay, I'm happy with that. So just don't rush it, just take your time, but I've got a nice amount there. And then you just want to remove the backing, so the red here. So make sure it's up the right way. And then carefully sit this over, and I just want to make sure I've got an even border on all 4 sides. So it's about 1/4 inch. So I'm going to stick that down like so. And then you can move everything around. Look at that. It's so cool. This is a really noisy card. But I just think they're so fun. I love making shaker cards. So now that will stand up, and this is what I mean, you want to make sure that you haven't got any gaps, because these beads will find a way out. Okay, so as soon as I said water bottle, I thought I'm going to go and do it. So here is my water bottle. This is the one that I usually keep on my desk, and yeah, it's a good way to remind me to drink water because I always forget. So what I've done is I have popped this through my Cricut, and I've already got my font here. So I'm just going to peel this off so you can see exactly what I've got. Okay, so I've just done drink up, and I'm just going to take out any of those pieces that we don't want. So that one there, and then okay, now this is where the transfer sheets come in really handy, because if I was now to pick these off and stick them and get them lined up and equally spaced, it just would be really difficult. So I've got my transfer sheet here. You want to make sure that you clean your bottle, so I've cleaned mine so it is obviously a nice clean surface. I'm going to lie this over the top and then just go over the top here, making sure it's really stuck to this, because you want it to make sure it picks it up like so, and then should take it straight off the backing, which is what you want. Again, very carefully, I'm holding my release paper almost flush with the mat as I peel it back. Okay, so now I have this perfect for me to now bring in my water bottle. So I have cleaned this, and I've also used some surgical spirit over the top just to really make sure that that is spotless. And then I can line this up. It doesn't really matter. I made sure it was the right kind of length. Stick that down. Doesn't matter if there's bits on your transfer sheet, because as long as there's no bits actually on the vinyl itself. And just go over and use this as well, just to make sure it all sticks down. I don't know how long this will last. I mean, I don't wash my drink bottle like that. I rinse it, maybe give it a good clean every now and then, because I'm constantly filling it up. So we shall see, but it's a bit of fun. And then again, very carefully peel that back. And there you have it, my own personalised drinks bottle. I think that's really fun, and it's stuck down really well. It's not going to come off unless you really pick it. So I'll be interested to see how it does hold up with water on it. But yeah, for a bit of fun, to make a nice little gift. Again, personalise it, pop someone's name on it. Okay, so there are my ideas on how to use the self-adhesive vinyl. I really like it, especially for making shaker cards. So I think you're going to be seeing me use it more when I make those, because it just makes cutting them and sticking them just so easy. Love how this has turned out. I think it looks really cool, and my Lazy Susan storage is my favourite, I think. But also it's just nice to have everything, yeah, labelled, and I can see it. And yeah, I probably should tone it down now, otherwise everything will get labelled. But there's a couple of other bits, and I will share those photos either in this video or over on my blog post. But yeah, I hope you like it. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any of this vinyl already, or if you've got any other ideas. I'd love to hear them, so pop all of that in the comments below. There will also be a 10% off discount code. Just pop in the code that there is listed in the video description box. And yeah, until next time, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed today, and subscribe to my channel so you get to